Every night across America, millions of older adults finish dinner with the best of intentions. They clean up, settle in, and finally let their bodies rest after a long day. But what many don't realize is that the way they spend the hour after dinner might be quietly sabotaging their health. It's a gentle mistake, so common, it feels harmless. But over time, this one habit can damage digestion, interrupt sleep, and even raise blood sugar levels in ways that are hard to detect until the damage is done. Here's what might surprise most people. It's not just what you eat for dinner. It's what you do after dinner that matters just as much, especially after the age of 60. As we age, our bodies naturally slow down. Digestion becomes more sensitive. Sleep becomes lighter. And blood sugar control becomes a daily balancing act. So, the hour after your evening meal isn't just about winding down. It's a golden window where small choices can lead either to healing or harm. In this reading, you'll discover what that after-dinner mistake is, why it's so risky for seniors, and most importantly, how to fix it with gentle, simple changes anyone can do, starting tonight. You'll hear real stories from older Americans who turned things around, and you'll get expert guidance that respects your experience, honors your independence, and speaks to your wisdom. Before we begin, please take a moment to let us know. Where are you watching from? Drop a comment below. We'd love to hear from you before we dive in. And just a quick reminder, the information in this reading is for educational purposes only. Always consult your personal doctor for medical advice tailored to your needs. Let's begin this journey together, with heart, with hope, and with the belief that it's never too late to feel better. For many older adults in America, dinner marks the end of a long day. The table is cleared, the dishes are done, and then, naturally, it's time to relax. A favorite chair, a good TV show, maybe even a blanket if the air is cool. That's the rhythm of the evening. And why not? After decades of hard work, raising families, and enduring life's demands, surely it's only fair to enjoy a quiet moment of stillness after a meal. But here's what most people don't realize. This very routine, as comforting as it feels, may be quietly harming their health. For seniors, especially those over 60, remaining seated, or worse, lying down, right after dinner can set off a chain reaction in the body that leads to slow digestion, disturbed sleep, and unstable blood sugar. And these problems don't usually appear suddenly. They creep in over time, often disguised as just getting older. Take Janet, for example, a retired librarian living in Ohio. At 72, she began noticing that her nights were becoming restless. She'd wake up feeling heavy, bloated, and sometimes even nauseous. She assumed it was aging. But after talking with her doctor and making a small shift, simply staying upright and moving gently after dinner, her sleep improved, and so did her energy in the morning. It wasn't magic. It was motion. The habit of reclining after meals is deeply ingrained. It's what many of us saw our parents do. In some homes, it's a sign of peace and gratitude to rest after food. But biologically, especially for the older body, this pattern can cause real trouble. When someone sits or lies down right after eating, gravity stops helping the stomach move food along. The digestive muscles have to work harder. Food stays in the stomach longer, which increases pressure, acidity, and discomfort. This can lead to a condition called delayed gastric emptying, which, though it sounds like a complex term, simply means the stomach isn't passing food to the intestines efficiently. For younger people, the body compensates quickly, but after 60, the entire digestive system tends to slow down. That means what was once an easy dinner at 6 p.m. can now linger in the stomach until bedtime, causing bloating, gas, or even reflux that disturbs sleep. There's also the issue of blood sugar. When we're inactive after eating, especially after meals rich in carbohydrates like pasta, bread, or rice, the sugar from those foods enters the bloodstream quickly. But without movement, it lingers there. For older adults who are already managing prediabetes or type 2 diabetes, this can mean dangerous spikes or crashes during the night. Over time, these fluctuations can damage blood vessels, nerves, and even the brain. What's most important to understand is that none of this is anyone's fault. These aren't the result of laziness or weakness. They're simply habits formed over time, paired with the natural changes that aging brings. In fact, one of the biggest barriers to change is that many seniors simply don't know this link exists. That's why this message matters. It's not just about blaming a chair or a recliner. It's about becoming aware of what the body truly needs now and how just a few minutes of the right activity can help. Health experts across the U.S., including those from the National Institute on Aging, have long recommended post-meal movement for better digestion and blood sugar regulation. This isn't a fitness trend. It's sound, science-backed advice tailored especially for the older body. So what can one do instead? It doesn't have to be complex. A short stroll around the house, light tidying up, watering the plants, standing while folding laundry. Even 5 to 10 minutes of upright activity helps stimulate digestion and encourages better metabolism. These small movements invite the body to do what it's meant to do, gently and efficiently. John, a 76-year-old former mechanic in Montana, put it best. He said, "I used to fall asleep in my chair after dinner. Now I take a walk to the end of the driveway and back. My stomach feels lighter, and I sleep without waking up at 3 a.m. The beauty of this change is in its simplicity. It doesn't require a gym, special equipment, or a strict routine. It respects the pace and wisdom of age. And more importantly, it sends a powerful message. Aging doesn't mean surrendering to discomfort. Sometimes it just means doing things a little differently." As this reading continues, we'll explore how this post-dinner habit affects not just digestion and sugar, but sleep, mood, and even long-term brain health. But for now, take this thought to heart. If the hour after dinner has become a time of stillness, consider gently replacing it with a time of light motion. Your body and your nights may thank you. The human digestive system is an incredible machine. It takes what we eat, breaks it down into nutrients, and turns it into fuel, strength, and energy. But like every machine, it changes with age. After 60, digestion naturally slows. Muscles don't contract as quickly, enzymes work a bit less efficiently, and the stomach empties more slowly. That's not something to fear. It's simply the body's gentle reminder that it needs different care than it did at 30 or 40. Now, add one more layer to this, the habit of sitting down after dinner. Not a casual pause, but a full-on retreat to the couch or recliner. For many older Americans, this feels harmless. But the truth is, remaining seated after a meal can quietly interfere with every part of the digestive process, and the effects can be surprisingly powerful. When we eat, our stomach starts a process called peristalsis. That's the wave-like motion that moves food through the digestive tract. This movement depends not just on internal muscles, but also on our body's position. When standing or walking lightly, gravity assists in moving food downward through the stomach and into the intestines. But when we sit, especially in a reclined position, gravity no longer helps. The food stays in the stomach longer than it should, and the digestive muscles have to work harder than they were meant to. For an aging digestive system, that added strain can result in symptoms many seniors know all too well: bloating, indigestion, a heavy feeling after eating, and even nausea. But more than just discomfort, this delay can lead to more serious conditions like acid reflux and gastroparesis, a condition where the stomach takes too long to empty, causing pain and nutritional issues. Consider Margaret, a 68-year-old grandmother in Arizona. She loved her post-dinner routine of tea and TV in her favorite recliner. But she started noticing a pattern. Just 30 minutes after eating, she'd get a burning feeling in her chest, sometimes so bad it woke her up at night. Her doctor explained that lying back after meals was letting stomach acid flow upward into her esophagus, classic acid reflux. The solution? Stay upright for at least 30 minutes after meals. Margaret changed her evening habit, and within a week, the heartburn faded. Her sleep improved too. This story isn't rare. In fact, one major review published by the American Journal of Gastroenterology found that post-meal positioning can significantly affect the occurrence of acid reflux, particularly in older adults. Sitting upright is better than reclining, but standing or walking is best. And the good news? It doesn't take long. just 10 to 15 minutes of light movement makes a real difference. Now let's talk about another invisible problem, nutrient absorption. As digestion slows, food spends more time in the stomach, and essential nutrients like vitamin B12, calcium, and magnesium can be less efficiently absorbed. For older adults already at risk of deficiencies, this can contribute to fatigue, muscle weakness, and even memory problems over time. Seniors often work hard to eat healthy. Plenty of vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins. But if the digestive system isn't moving well, the body can't make the most of those good choices. That's why helping digestion through gentle activity is not just about avoiding discomfort. It's about making nutrition count. Imagine spending effort to prepare a healthy meal, then losing much of the benefit just by sitting too soon afterward. Another issue connected to this habit is intestinal gas. When food lingers in the digestive tract, especially in older adults with slower transit times, it begins to ferment. This creates excess gas, which leads to bloating, cramping, and embarrassment, especially when out in social settings. These issues are often brushed off as normal aging, but small lifestyle shifts can greatly reduce their impact. Let's not forget posture. Many seniors already struggle with posture-related issues like kyphosis, a forward rounding of the back, or a general muscle weakness. Sitting for long periods, especially in a slouch position after eating, compresses the abdomen, placing more pressure on the stomach and intestines. This can further disrupt digestion and add to the feeling of fullness or discomfort. So what's the solution? First, awareness. Simply knowing that sitting right after dinner impacts digestion is powerful. Second, small changes. A 5 to 10 minute stroll around the living room. Standing at the kitchen counter to wash dishes. Even light stretches done while standing can help. Third, consistency. The digestive system benefits from routine. Helping it move every evening after dinner can lead to steadier digestion, better sleep, and more comfort overall. James, a 70-year-old veteran from North Carolina, used to take antacids almost daily. After learning about this connection between sitting and digestion, he started walking laps in his hallway after dinner. It wasn't dramatic, just 5 to 7 minutes each night. A month later, he realized he hadn't needed an antacid in weeks. He said, "I didn't know something so small could help so much." This simple truth bears repeating. The body listens to what we do. Especially as we age, it speaks through small signs: sluggish digestion, a restless night, a bloated belly. And often, the most powerful responses come not from pills or drastic diets, but from gentle respect. A few minutes of light motion after dinner is one of the easiest, kindest gifts an older adult can give their body. As we continue, we'll take a closer look at how these after-dinner habits affect another key part of health: blood sugar. Because what the body does with food isn't just about digestion. It's also about balance, energy, and long-term well-being. After the age of 60, the body handles sugar differently than it did in earlier decades. It's not about willpower or bad choices, it's simply biology. The pancreas becomes slower to respond. Muscles don't pull sugar from the blood as efficiently. Insulin, the hormone that helps move sugar into cells, can become less effective. And for many older adults, these small changes add up, silently raising blood sugar levels after meals. Now, imagine finishing a warm dinner. Maybe baked chicken, some mashed potatoes, a little cornbread on the side. It was a good meal, not excessive. But what happens next could change how the body handles all that nourishment. Sitting down, especially for long periods, can trap that sugar in the bloodstream far longer than necessary. And for seniors, this delay can have serious consequences over time. The body's ability to clear glucose from the blood depends heavily on movement. After eating, muscles act like sponges, pulling sugar out of the bloodstream and into cells for energy. But this only happens efficiently when the muscles are active, even just slightly. Sitting, on the other hand, tells the muscles to rest. It reduces the natural uptake of glucose and forces the pancreas to work harder, releasing more insulin to get the job done. In older adults, whose insulin response may already be weakened, this creates a dangerous loop. Research from the University of Missouri showed that breaking up long periods of sitting with just 3 short walks a day helped older adults significantly lower their post-meal blood sugar. The researchers found that even a few minutes of light movement after meals reduced glucose spikes by up to 30%. That's not a small improvement. It's the difference between a healthy body and one inching toward prediabetes or diabetes. Let's take Harold's story. He's a 74-year-old retired mechanic from Michigan. His doctor warned him last year that his fasting blood sugar was creeping up. Nothing dramatic, but enough to be cautious. Harold wasn't keen on new medications, so his physician suggested a simple change: walk after dinner. Not far, just up and down his driveway for 10 minutes. Harold started doing it every night, rain or shine. 6 months later, his follow-up test showed his blood sugar had dropped back into the normal range. No medication, no strict diet, just light movement at the right time. This pattern is more common than most people think. After a meal, especially one with carbohydrates like bread, pasta, rice, or sweets, blood sugar naturally rises. In younger people, insulin quickly steps in to balance things out. But as the body ages, that process becomes slower. The sugar stays elevated longer, and repeated spikes can damage blood vessels, nerves, and even the brain over time. High blood sugar is linked not just to diabetes, but also to memory loss and heart disease. Even worse, these blood sugar spikes often happen without symptoms. There's no warning bell or flashing light. Many seniors feel fine until one day they're told they have full-blown type 2 diabetes. But the path to that point often begins with small, unnoticed habits. And sitting after dinner is one of the most underestimated. Let's not forget the role of sleep. When blood sugar is high in the evening, it can affect rest in multiple ways. It may cause nighttime urination, restless legs, or sudden awakenings. Some people experience rapid heartbeats or night sweats due to blood sugar drops hours after a spike. Others wake up groggy despite getting enough hours in bed. Over time, this poor sleep adds to fatigue, weakens the immune system, and worsens blood sugar control even more. It becomes a cycle that's hard to break. The solution, fortunately, doesn't involve drastic changes. It's about timing and awareness. Experts now recommend light activity after meals, especially dinner, as a powerful tool for blood sugar balance. Not intense workouts, but small, sustainable actions. Washing dishes while standing, a stroll around the block with a spouse or neighbor, even slow dancing in the living room to a favorite song. These moments help the body use sugar effectively and reduce stress on the pancreas. Another benefit? Emotional connection. Many older adults feel isolated in the evenings. A post-dinner walk can be more than a health tool. It can be a ritual, a time to talk with a partner, to greet a neighbor, to feel the evening breeze and reflect on the day. These little joys are not just good for the body, they're essential for the heart and mind. Take Joan and Eddie, a couple in their early 70s from South Carolina. After Eddie was diagnosed with prediabetes, Joan suggested they start walking together after dinner. Just around the yard, she said, no pressure. What began as a medical suggestion turned into their favorite part of the day. We talk more than we have in years, Eddie shared. And I feel better, less heavy, less tired. His numbers improved, but so did their connection. The beauty of this habit is in its simplicity. No equipment, no fancy gym memberships. Just movement, just presence. And the rewards ripple out into every corner of life, from better sleep to steadier moods, from sharper thinking to stronger immunity. It's important to remember that the body, even in its later years, is always ready to respond. It's never too late to influence health in a positive way. A 10-minute decision after dinner can shape not only the night ahead, but the weeks and years that follow. That's not wishful thinking. It's science, proven and real. So, tonight, after dinner, before the couch or the recliner calls your name, take a moment. Breathe in the evening air. Put on a sweater if it's chilly. Step outside or pace the hallway. Let your body do what it was designed to do: move, digest, and thrive. Because every small step helps carry you toward a stronger, steadier future. For many older adults, sleep becomes more elusive with age. Falling asleep takes longer, staying asleep becomes harder, and waking up refreshed often feels like a distant memory. But while some changes in sleep are a natural part of aging, many of the worst disruptions aren't just about age. They're about evening habits. And one of the most common culprits is inactivity after dinner. The human body is designed to move, especially during the day. Movement supports digestion, balances hormones, and helps regulate the sleep-wake cycle, also known as the circadian rhythm. But when the body becomes still too early, especially after the evening meal, it can confuse these internal systems. Sitting too long after dinner, particularly in front of the TV or on the couch, can quietly sabotage a night of good sleep. Take Margaret, a 68-year-old former teacher from Ohio. She loved watching her favorite shows in the evening, Jeopardy, a few episodes of Golden Girls, then the local news. But every night around 2 or 3 a.m., she would wake up restless and frustrated. Her doctor initially suggested melatonin, then magnesium. Nothing seemed to work. It wasn't until a visiting niece suggested a short evening walk that things changed. Within a week, Margaret noticed she was falling asleep faster and waking up less often. What happened? The answer lies in how evening activity, or lack of it, affects the body's sleep signals. Light movement after dinner helps process food more efficiently, which reduces digestive strain and prevents discomfort like bloating or acid reflux, two common reasons seniors wake up at night. Movement also helps regulate cortisol, the body's stress hormone, and increases melatonin, the hormone that signals sleep. In short, a little motion tells the body, you can rest soon, but not yet. On the other hand, long periods of sitting, especially in dim lighting or with screens, can confuse the brain. The blue light from televisions and tablets suppresses melatonin production, and sitting still after eating causes blood sugar to stay elevated longer, which can lead to restlessness, night sweats, or even frequent urination in the middle of the night. All of these factors combine to reduce both the quantity and quality of sleep. Science backs this up. A study from Brigham and Women's Hospital in Boston found that older adults who engaged in light physical activity after dinner slept better and reported fewer night wakings. Even just 20 minutes of gentle movement, like tidying the kitchen, folding laundry, or walking around the house, made a measurable difference in how deeply they slept. It wasn't intense exercise that helped. It was consistency and timing. There's also a powerful emotional element to this habit. Many older adults experience loneliness in the evenings. Children are grown, the house is quiet, and nighttime can feel long. Movement offers more than physical benefit. It provides structure. A walk after dinner becomes a ritual, a purpose, a way to connect with the moment. Some seniors walk with their spouse. Others take the dog around the block. Some simply stretch or do a few light chores. What matters most is the signal it sends to the body. The day is winding down, and sleep is coming. Let's talk about another American example. Robert, a 72-year-old widower from Arizona. After his wife passed away, Robert's sleep became erratic. He often ate dinner alone, then fell asleep in his recliner around 7 p.m., only to wake up around midnight, unable to get back to bed. His doctor suggested trying a post-dinner activity. Robert started attending a local senior center's walking group that met after dinner for 20 minutes of gentle walking in the nearby park. Not only did his sleep improve, but he also made new friends. He called it his sunset routine, and he credited it with bringing both rest and connection back into his life. These stories are not unusual. They show that small changes can bring big rewards. Yet, many people still believe sleep problems after 60 are inevitable. That's simply not true. While deep sleep naturally decreases with age, quality rest is still within reach, especially with smart, supportive habits. For those dealing with restless nights, here are a few simple suggestions rooted in both science and real-life success. Avoid lying down immediately after dinner. Give the body time to process the meal upright. This helps prevent indigestion and acid reflux, both of which can interrupt sleep. Take a 10 to 15-minute walk, whether it's outside in the fresh air or inside the house. Gentle movement supports digestion and signals the body to prepare for rest. Reduce screen time an hour before bed. Swap the television for soft music or conversation if possible. Or use warm, dim lighting to wind down the nervous system. Keep a regular bedtime. The body thrives on rhythm. Going to bed and waking up at the same time each day, even on weekends, can train the body to rest more deeply. Add calming routines. A warm foot soak, soft stretching, or a few minutes of gratitude. Journaling can relax the body and calm the mind. It's also worth remembering that sleep is not a luxury. It's a cornerstone of health. Poor sleep has been linked to higher risks of falls, memory loss, high blood pressure, and even depression in older adults. But the answer isn't always found in pills or sleep aids. Often, it's found in motion, in taking small, mindful steps after dinner instead of heading straight for the couch. When sleep improves, everything improves. Energy returns. Focus sharpens. Mood lifts. And the days become more joyful. That's not just hopeful thinking. It's the lived reality of many older Americans who've made this simple change. So tonight, after the dishes are done, consider this. Your best sleep might begin not in your bed, but in the minutes before it. With a few light steps, a few stretches, or a quiet walk under the stars, you send your body the message it's been waiting for. You deserve rest, and your body knows how to find it if you gently guide it there. In the quiet hours after dinner, as the day winds down and the lights dim, something important is still at work inside the body: blood sugar. For older adults, especially those managing prediabetes or type 2 diabetes, what happens to blood sugar after dinner can shape the quality of their entire night and how they feel the next morning. And here's what most people over 60 don't realize. Sitting still after dinner may be the very reason their blood sugar remains unstable overnight. Let's take the story of John, a 71-year-old retired mechanic from Indiana. After dinner, John had a habit. He'd settle into his recliner with a cold drink, watch a few crime shows, and maybe even doze off for a bit before heading to bed. But nearly every morning, he woke up groggy and dizzy. Sometimes his blood sugar was high. Sometimes it dipped too low during the night, leaving him with headaches or cold sweats. He thought it was just his age, but it wasn't. When John's granddaughter, a nursing student, suggested he try a light walk around the block after dinner, he was skeptical. But within 2 weeks, John's mornings changed. His glucose numbers were steadier, he felt more alert, and the early morning fog he had gotten used to began to lift. It wasn't magic, it was movement. After meals, especially dinner, the body works to process the sugar, glucose, absorbed from food. In younger years, this process is smooth. But as we age, insulin, the hormone that helps glucose move into cells, tends to become less effective. This means sugar lingers in the blood longer than it should, especially if the body is inactive. And here's the key. Movement helps the body use that sugar more efficiently, even without needing extra insulin. That's why gentle activity after eating can dramatically improve blood sugar control without medication. Research supports this. A well-known 2022 study published in the journal Sports Medicine found that just 2 to 5 minutes of light walking after meals significantly lowered blood glucose levels compared to sitting. The effect was strongest after dinner. Why? Because dinner tends to be the largest and most carbohydrate-heavy meal of the day, and it's usually followed by the least movement. This pattern, big meal, little motion, creates a storm inside the body. Blood sugar spikes, stays elevated, and then may crash several hours later, often in the middle of the night. This crash can wake someone up suddenly, cause night sweats, or lead to anxious dreams. For many seniors, it also means poor sleep and groggy mornings. Over time, repeated blood sugar swings can damage blood vessels, nerves, and the brain. So how does evening movement help? When muscles are used, even gently, they pull sugar out of the blood to use as fuel. This happens almost immediately. That means a short walk, light stretching, or tidying up after dinner can help stabilize blood sugar right when it's most vulnerable. Even simple movements, standing while washing dishes, putting away groceries, walking to get the mail, can have a powerful effect. Let's return to a real-life example. Linda, a 66-year-old from California, had been struggling with blood sugar spikes despite careful eating. Her doctor suggested trying 10 minutes of slow dancing with her husband after dinner. It sounded fun, and it worked. Linda not only saw better blood sugar numbers on her monitor, but she also noticed fewer sugar crashes in the middle of the night. And as a bonus, she and her husband found themselves laughing and reconnecting in those short moments after dinner. There's something beautiful about this solution. It's simple. It costs nothing. It doesn't require a gym, a trainer, or special equipment. It's available to almost everyone, yet it's often overlooked because it seems too small to matter. But as many endocrinologists and diabetes educators now say, these micro movements may be the secret weapon for aging well with blood sugar challenges. Another helpful practice is chair yoga or standing stretches. For those with limited mobility, even seated movements like leg lifts, arm circles, or toe taps can get blood flowing and encourage glucose uptake. The point isn't intensity, it's presence. It's about being gently active, engaging the muscles, and letting the body do what it's naturally built to do, balance itself. It's also about consistency. One evening walk won't transform your numbers, but doing it regularly will. The body loves rhythm. It thrives when it knows what to expect. That's why creating a routine, a post-dinner ritual, can be one of the most health-supportive choices for older adults. A few more practical tips for those looking to stabilize blood sugar overnight. Eat dinner earlier when possible. Giving the body more time to digest before bed helps prevent sugar from spiking while you sleep. Avoid heavy carbohydrate-only meals at night. Combining protein, healthy fats, and fiber slows digestion and supports steady blood sugar. Monitor how different dinners affect your glucose. Some people react differently to rice, pasta, or potatoes. Keeping a simple journal can help spot patterns. Include a wind-down routine. Deep breathing, relaxing music, or even a warm foot soak after movement can help transition the body from active to restful mode. It's important to note, none of this replaces medical advice. People with diabetes or those taking insulin or other medications should always talk with their doctor before changing routines. But what this does offer is something empowering, a way to take part in your own health, gently and safely. Stable nighttime blood sugar doesn't just protect the body, it helps protect the mind. Studies increasingly link blood sugar spikes and crashes to memory problems and increased dementia risk later in life. That makes evening movement not just a tool for better sleep or more energy, but potentially for a clearer mind and stronger brain in the years ahead. There's a quiet kind of hope in that. That with a few steps, a few stretches, a few mindful moments after dinner, older adults can claim back some of their vitality. Not by doing more, but by doing smarter. Not by pushing harder, but by caring deeper. So tonight, instead of reaching straight for the remote or the recliner, consider standing up. Take a few steps. Sway to a favorite tune. Fold the laundry while standing. Or simply walk slowly through your home, grateful for the day behind you and preparing your body for the rest it needs. Because every step counts, especially after 60, especially after dinner. As the evening settles in, many older adults find themselves settling down as well, often in front of a television or a cozy chair, enjoying some well-earned rest after a long day. Yet, what may seem like a harmless routine can quietly affect something precious, cognitive health. Recent research shows that spending too much time sitting still after dinner, especially for those over 60, may contribute to slower brain function and even increase the risk of memory problems down the road. This is a gentle reminder that what happens in the hours after dinner matters, not only for digestion or sleep, but for how our brains age too. Imagine Carol, a 68-year-old retired school teacher from Ohio, who loved her evening TV time. It was her way to unwind, reconnect with her favorite shows, and chat with family. But over time, she noticed her memory wasn't as sharp as it used to be. Names slipped away, she struggled to recall recent conversations, and simple tasks sometimes fell harder. Her doctor explained that prolonged sedentary behavior might play a role, alongside other factors like genetics and diet. This insight led Carol to rethink her evening habits, and with small, steady changes, she began feeling more mentally alert. Cognitive decline is a concern many older adults share, And the good news is that the brain remains remarkably adaptable well into later life. One of the most effective ways to keep it healthy is movement, especially after meals. The brain and body are deeply connected. When muscles move, blood flow increases, delivering oxygen and nutrients to brain cells. This not only supports memory and attention, but also helps clear harmful substances linked to Alzheimer's disease and other dementias. Sedentary evenings, on the other hand, slow this vital circulation. After a large meal, the body directs much energy toward digestion. If combined with sitting still, this can reduce the brain's access to fresh blood and oxygen at a time when it needs support the most. Studies from institutions like the University of California, San Francisco, emphasize that even light activity in the evening, like walking, stretching, or gentle housework, can boost brain function by improving circulation and reducing inflammation. Moreover, prolonged sitting has been linked to insulin resistance and increased inflammation in the body, both of which can negatively affect the brain. Chronic inflammation is a known contributor to cognitive decline and may accelerate brain aging. For older adults, managing these risks with simple lifestyle choices is vital. Think about the connection between the body and mind as a team. Just as a car needs regular oil changes and exercise to run smoothly, the brain needs fresh movement and blood flow to keep firing properly. The muscles act as a pump, and sitting still means the pump slows down. Over time, this slowdown can subtly affect memory, focus, and even mood. What can be done to counter these effects? Here are some gentle but powerful strategies. Incorporate light physical activity after dinner. A walk around the neighborhood, gentle yoga, or even simple household chores can all stimulate brain health. The key is consistency and choice. Find something enjoyable that fits your lifestyle. Break up long periods of sitting. If watching TV is a favorite evening pastime, consider standing during commercials, doing light stretches, or using a pedal exerciser to keep legs moving. Practice mindfulness or deep breathing. These activities can reduce stress and inflammation, further protecting cognitive function. Engage socially. Conversations, laughter, and connection all stimulate the brain in meaningful ways. The story of George, a 72-year-old veteran from Texas, illustrates these principles. George began taking a brief walk with his wife after dinner each evening. Over months, he noticed improved focus and less forgetfulness. More importantly, he felt energized and connected to his family. His nightly walks became a treasured routine, combining physical movement and emotional well-being. Importantly, these changes do not require intense exercise or dramatic lifestyle overhauls. For many seniors, moderate activity is more sustainable and enjoyable. The goal is to gently keep the blood flowing and the mind engaged during the evening hours. Older adults should also be mindful of their evening screen time. Excessive exposure to blue light from TVs, phones, and tablets can disrupt the natural sleep-wake cycle and interfere with brain restoration during sleep. This is another reason why integrating movement and limiting passive screen time after dinner can contribute to better cognitive health. It's also important to recognize that the brain thrives on a holistic approach. Nutrition, physical activity, social connection, and restful sleep all work together. Evening habits that combine these elements, such as a light walk followed by a relaxing chat with a loved one, can create a powerful foundation for long-term brain health. For those managing chronic conditions or mobility challenges, there are still ways to encourage brain health in the evenings. Chair exercises, stretching, and simple breathing techniques can be just as beneficial. The focus remains on keeping the body gently active and the mind engaged. Ultimately, understanding the link between sedentary evenings and cognitive decline empowers older adults to take small but meaningful steps. These choices honor the value and wisdom of a lifetime, supporting not just longevity, but quality of life. As Carol found, it's never too late to start. Her evenings now include a few minutes of light activity and a phone call with a friend. These changes help keep her mind sharp and her heart full. For many seniors across the U.S., similar steps can light the way toward a brighter, more vibrant tomorrow. So, In the quiet hours after dinner, when the world slows down, choose movement and connection. Protect your brain with the care it deserves, and know that these moments matter deeply for years to come. Because healthy aging is not just about adding years to life, it's about adding life to years. And it all begins with what we do after dinner. Evening hydration is one of those subtle habits that often goes overlooked, especially among older adults. Yet, it plays a surprisingly important role in digestion and the quality of sleep, both essential for maintaining health after 60. Many seniors in the U.S. find themselves thirsty after dinner or waking up with dry mouths at night, signs that their bodies might not be getting enough fluids when it matters most. Understanding how proper hydration after meals influences digestion and sleep can be a game changer for feeling better and maintaining vitality. Hydration helps the digestive system work smoothly. Water softens food and helps break it down, allowing nutrients to be absorbed efficiently. When seniors don't drink enough fluids in the evening, digestion can slow, leading to discomfort, bloating, or even constipation the next day. For older adults, these issues aren't just uncomfortable. They can impact energy levels and overall well-being. For example, Linda, a 70-year-old from Florida, often felt sluggish and uneasy after dinner. After a visit to her doctor, she learned that mild dehydration could be the culprit, slowing her digestion and even disturbing her sleep. Sleep quality is also closely tied to hydration, but it requires a delicate balance. Drinking too much water right before bed may lead to frequent trips to the bathroom, disrupting rest and leaving one tired the next day. On the other hand, insufficient fluids can cause dehydration that triggers dry mouth, headaches, or restless sleep. The key is to hydrate well throughout the day and maintain moderate fluid intake after dinner, choosing beverages that support rather than interfere with relaxation. Choosing the right drinks is essential. Many older adults may turn to caffeinated beverages or sugary drinks after dinner, thinking they're hydrating. Unfortunately, caffeine acts as a stimulant and can keep the brain alert, delaying the natural process of winding down. Sugary drinks, on the other hand, can spike blood sugar levels, affecting insulin regulation and disrupting sleep cycles. Instead, experts recommend water as the best evening hydration choice, along with herbal teas known for their calming properties, such as chamomile or peppermint. These teas not only hydrate, but may also soothe the digestive tract and promote relaxation, making it easier to fall asleep. For seniors managing conditions like acid reflux or heartburn, hydration timing and beverage choice are especially important. Drinking large amounts of water immediately after a heavy meal can sometimes worsen symptoms by diluting stomach acid needed for digestion. In such cases, sipping small amounts of water gradually while allowing time for digestion can help ease discomfort. This approach respects the natural rhythms of the body and supports better overall digestive health. It's worth noting that aging naturally reduces the sensation of thirst, making it easy to unintentionally become dehydrated. That's why many doctors advise older adults to be proactive about drinking fluids, even if they don't feel thirsty. Setting reminders or having a glass of water nearby during and after dinner can be helpful simple habits. These small actions protect the body's delicate balance and can prevent many common digestive and sleep disturbances. The connection between hydration, digestion, and sleep also touches on emotional well-being. Imagine sitting down for a quiet evening with family, sipping a warm cup of herbal tea after a meal. This moment of calm can help seniors feel grounded and connected, easing worries and stress that sometimes interfere with sleep. It's a gentle ritual that nourishes both body and soul. Researchers at the National Institute on Aging emphasize that maintaining good hydration supports kidney function and helps regulate body temperature, factors that indirectly influence sleep quality. When the body struggles with overheating or toxins aren't flushed properly, sleep may become restless or fragmented. Hydration plays a critical role in these processes, highlighting how even a simple habit like drinking water in the evening affects multiple aspects of health. For seniors with mobility challenges or those who live alone, making hydration easy and enjoyable is key. Using lightweight bottles, flavored water without sugar, or having herbal teas pre-made can encourage regular intake. Family members and caregivers can support these routines by gently reminding and providing accessible options. These efforts foster independence and well-being, respecting the dignity of older adults. It's important to remember that hydration needs vary by individual, influenced by factors such as medications, climate, and health status. Consulting a healthcare provider for personalized advice ensures that seniors meet their unique needs safely. As with all health practices, hydration is part of a balanced lifestyle that includes good nutrition, physical activity, and restful sleep. In summary, proper evening hydration is a simple but powerful tool that seniors can use to enhance digestion and sleep quality. It requires thoughtful choices about what, when, and how much to drink, honoring the body's changing needs with age. By embracing hydration as part of their nightly routine, older adults can enjoy more comfortable digestion, better rest, and the energy to greet each new day with enthusiasm. Linda's story illustrates this well. Once she adjusted her evening fluid habits, choosing water and herbal tea while avoiding caffeine and heavy drinks late at night, her digestion improved and her sleep became more restful. She felt more vibrant and connected to her family, sharing dinners and evenings without discomfort or interruptions. The path to healthier digestion and sleep after dinner isn't complicated. It's about kindness to oneself, small, consistent steps, and understanding that every habit counts. Hydration is a simple act of care that holds profound benefits, especially in the golden years. So tonight, consider what you sip after your meal. Let it be a mindful choice that supports your body's natural rhythms and honors your journey of healthy aging. Because in every drop of water lies the power to nourish, soothe, and refresh, not just the body, but the spirit as well. As the day winds down, many older adults in the U.S. look forward to peaceful evenings. Yet, for some, this time becomes a source of tension. Worries about health, family, finances, or simply the event of the day can pile up and create stress. This evening stress doesn't just affect mood. It has a deep impact on digestion, sleep quality, and blood sugar levels. Understanding this connection empowers seniors to manage stress better and protect their health during these crucial hours. Stress triggers the body's fight or flight response, releasing hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. While helpful in short bursts, prolonged stress keeps these hormones elevated, disrupting the balance needed for digestion and blood sugar regulation. For instance, when cortisol levels rise, the body can hold on to glucose in the bloodstream, causing blood sugar to spike and stay high longer. This is particularly concerning for older adults, many of whom face insulin resistance or type 2 diabetes. Evening stress, therefore, can silently worsen blood sugar control, making management more challenging. Take the example of Margaret, a 65-year-old retiree in California. After a day filled with worries about her aging parents and financial concerns, she found it difficult to relax at dinner. She noticed her stomach felt unsettled, and she struggled to fall asleep. Her doctor explained that evening stress was likely playing a role, affecting both her digestion and blood sugar. This realization led Margaret to explore simple stress reduction techniques that helped her feel calmer and healthier. Stress also slows down digestion. When the body is tense, blood flow shifts away from the digestive system to muscles and vital organs, preparing for a quick reaction. This means that food sits longer in the stomach, causing discomfort, bloating, or acid reflux. Over time, poor digestion can lead to nutrient deficiencies and weight changes, impacting energy and well-being. For seniors, whose digestive systems naturally slow with age, managing evening stress is a vital step to avoid compounding these issues. Sleep suffers as well under stress. The elevated cortisol levels interfere with the natural release of melatonin, the hormone that regulates sleep cycles. This makes it harder to fall asleep and stay asleep, leading to restless nights and fatigue. Poor sleep, in turn, raises cortisol even further, creating a vicious cycle that can be tough to break. For older adults, restorative sleep is essential for memory, mood, and overall health, so addressing evening stress becomes a priority. Fortunately, there are many gentle, effective ways seniors can manage evening stress to protect their digestion, sleep, and blood sugar. Mindful breathing exercises, deep, slow breaths activate the body's relaxation response, lowering cortisol levels and calming the nervous system. Light physical activity, gentle walks or stretches after dinner help release tension and improve circulation. Relaxing hobbies, reading, listening to soothing music, or engaging in crafts could divert the mind from worries and promote calm. Social connection. Talking with family or friends fosters emotional support and reduces feelings of isolation, a common source of stress. Creating a calming environment, dimming lights, avoiding screens before bed, and maintaining a quiet space encourage the body to wind down naturally. Doctors and experts, including those at the Mayo Clinic, emphasize that even small changes in evening routines can significantly reduce stress and improve health outcomes. This approach respects seniors' wisdom and experience, offering tools rather than prescriptions. John, a 70-year-old veteran in New York, found that spending just 10 minutes practicing mindfulness meditation after dinner helped him sleep better and feel less bloated. He reported more stable blood sugar readings and a greater sense of peace, proving that simple habits can make a meaningful difference. It's also important for seniors to recognize when stress feels overwhelming. Seeking support from healthcare providers, counselors, or support groups can provide tailored strategies and reassurance. Mental health is as crucial as physical health, and addressing stress with kindness and respect supports holistic well-being. Evening stress is not an inevitable part of aging. By understanding its effects and adopting manageable coping techniques, older adults can improve digestion, sleep, and blood sugar control. These improvements ripple through daily life, enhancing energy, mood, and the ability to enjoy time with family and friends. The journey to better health after dinner begins with gentle awareness, recognizing stress, honoring its impact, and choosing care. This empowers seniors to reclaim their evenings as times of restoration rather than tension. Margaret's story reminds us that transformation is possible at any age. By embracing mindful habits, she not only eased her stress, but enriched her quality of life, strengthening bonds with loved ones and finding renewed joy in everyday moments. As the sun sets and the day closes, let evening stress be a signal to slow down, breathe deeply, and nurture your body and mind. The quiet power of calm is a gift that can heal, support, and inspire. Because healthy aging means embracing each moment with grace and resilience, turning challenges into opportunities for growth and well-being. As this journey through the evening habits that affect digestion, sleep, and blood sugar comes to a close, it's important to remember that the path to better health after 60 doesn't have to be complicated. Sometimes, the smallest changes can bring the biggest results, especially when it comes to taking care of one's body and mind at night. These simple, practical habits honor the wisdom and experience of older adults, empowering them to live healthier, more comfortable lives while enjoying the company of loved ones. One of the first habits to embrace is mindful eating at dinner. This means slowing down and savoring each bite rather than rushing through the meal or eating while distracted by TV or smartphones. Mindful eating allows the digestive system to prepare properly and helps the body recognize fullness cues, preventing overeating and indigestion. Many seniors in the U.S., like Robert from Ohio, have found that simply sitting down to enjoy meals without multitasking helps reduce heartburn and bloating. It also creates a pleasant mealtime experience, encouraging family conversations and connections that enrich emotional well-being. Alongside mindful eating, maintaining moderate portion sizes after 60 supports digestion and blood sugar balance. As metabolism naturally slows, smaller portions reduce the strain on the digestive system and avoid sudden blood sugar spikes. Choosing balanced meals with fiber-rich vegetables, lean proteins, and healthy fats ensures nutrients are absorbed efficiently and provide sustained energy. For instance, Helen, a 72-year-old in Texas, switched to lighter dinners and noticed improved sleep and steadier blood sugar readings. Her story reminds us that respecting our body's changing needs is an act of kindness and self-awareness. Hydrating wisely in the evening also plays a vital role. As discussed earlier, drinking water or soothing herbal teas in moderate amounts helps digestion without causing frequent nighttime bathroom trips. It's wise to avoid caffeine and sugary beverages after dinner, as these can disrupt sleep and blood sugar control. Creating a soothing ritual, such as enjoying a warm cup of chamomile tea with family, can signal the body that it's time to relax and prepare for rest. Managing stress before bedtime is another essential habit. Gentle breathing exercises, light stretching, or meditation can ease tension and calm the mind. Taking a few moments to reflect on positive moments of the day or express gratitude supports emotional health and peaceful sleep. Older adults who incorporate these practices often report better digestion, less heartburn, and more restful nights. For example, George, an 68-year-old in New York, credits his nightly meditation practice with lowering his evening cortisol levels and improving both sleep and glucose control. Creating a comfortable, quiet sleep environment is equally important. Turning off bright screens at least an hour before bed, keeping the bedroom cool and dark, and using supportive pillows can enhance sleep quality. These changes may seem small, but they help regulate melatonin and reduce awakenings during the night, allowing for deeper, more restorative sleep. Many seniors find that investing in good sleep hygiene is worth the effort for the difference it makes in daily energy and mood. Regular physical activity during the day also complements evening habits. Light exercise like walking or gentle yoga improves digestion, reduces stress, and supports healthy blood sugar levels. However, it's best to avoid vigorous workouts right before bed, which may stimulate the body and delay sleep. Instead, earlier daytime activity promotes a natural rhythm that prepares the body to rest in the evening. Finally, involving family and caregivers in these healthy habits can strengthen support systems and create enjoyable routines. Sharing meals, practicing relaxation exercises together, or simply talking about daily experiences fosters connection and reduces feelings of loneliness, which can otherwise contribute to stress and poor sleep. The power of social bonds is especially meaningful for older adults, adding emotional nourishment alongside physical health benefits. Starting these habits today doesn't require drastic lifestyle changes. It begins with small steps, choosing to slow down at dinner, sipping a calming tea, or taking a few deep breaths before bed. These choices honor the body's natural rhythms and the unique needs that come with age. They are a testament to the resilience and wisdom of older adults, proving that health and happiness can flourish at any stage of life. Remember, every evening offers a new opportunity to care for yourself in simple, meaningful ways. As these habits take root, digestion improves, sleep deepens, and blood sugar stabilizes, creating a foundation for greater vitality and peace. It's about embracing the small moments that add up to lasting change. And above all, it's about believing in the power of kindness toward oneself. Because living well after 60 is not about perfection. It's about progress, connection, and the joy of feeling better each day. So tonight, take that first step. Pour yourself a glass of water or a cup of herbal tea, sit down with your family or a favorite book, and breathe deeply. Let this be the start of a gentle routine that honors your body and spirit. Because growing older doesn't mean giving up on health. It means caring for yourself with the grace and love you deserve. Age is just a number, but the habits you build tonight can help you live a fuller, healthier tomorrow. Let's embrace these simple changes and celebrate the journey of aging with hope, strength, and joy. After all, it's never too late to start, and every small effort is a victory worth cherishing. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch and listen today. Your commitment to learning and caring for your health truly inspires everyone. If this video brought you helpful insights or sparked new ideas, please consider subscribing to our channel for more friendly, practical tips designed especially for you. Don't forget to like this video and share your thoughts or personal stories in the comments below. We love hearing from you and building a supportive community where everyone's experience matters. Together, we can make every day healthier and happier. Stay well, stay positive, and we'll see you in the next video.